Welcome back to Quarter Dollar, where forgotten coins unlock unbelievable value. What if I told you that some of the dirtiest, most damaged wheat pennies, the ones you'd normally toss aside, could be worth over $450,000? That's right. Today, we're counting down 10 ugly, worn-out wheat pennies that are secretly treasures hiding in plain sight. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at an old penny the same way again. So grab your coffee, settle in, and get ready to be shocked. One of these pennies might be sitting in your junk drawer, and it could be worth more than a brand new car. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Quarter Dollar, where we bring you the most jaw-dropping coin finds week after week.
Have the 2001 North Carolina State Quarter, and this one is nothing short of legendary. Now, at first glance, it might not look like much. Just a little coin featuring a plane and a couple of men standing near it, right? But hold on, that plane is the Wright Flyer, and those men? Orville and Wilbur Wright, the brothers who changed the world with their first powered flight in 1903 at Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. And this coin captures that very moment in history, struck into metal forever. Asterisk, now here's where it gets wild. Most people think state quarters are just pocket change. But collectors, the serious ones, are on the hunt for this exact quarter. Especially the ones with crisp details, original luster, or even better, rare mint errors. You see, this quarter was minted in 2001, but not all of them were created equal. Some were struck on misaligned dies, while others show doubling in the inscriptions like E Pluribus Unum or First Flight. And here's the jaw-dropper, one such error coin, with a visible die clash and double die reverse, sold for $456,000. At auction, that's nearly $500,000. For a quarter asterisk, the coin in front of us shows signs of wear, especially in the center of the flyer and the wording beneath. That suggests it's been in circulation, passed through countless hands over the last decades. But don't let the wear fool you. Even circulated versions, when struck with rare errors like die breaks, off-center prints, or misstrict plankets, can command tens of thousands of dollars. Some lightly circulated examples with dramatic doubling have gone for over $35,000 depending on condition and rarity. Asterisk, now here's the trick to spotting one. Flip your North Carolina quarter under a magnifying glass. Look closely at the words First Flight and E Pluribus Unum. If you see any shadowing, doubling, or ghost letters, you might be holding something incredibly valuable, and check the edges. Weak rims or repunched mint marks are huge red flags that collectors are willing to pay crazy premiums for. Asterisk, but what makes this coin so valuable? It's not just history. It's the combination of American pride, breakthrough technology, and the first step toward global aviation, all captured in a 25-cent piece. That emotional connection. That's what collectors crave, and when emotion meets rarity, that's when the bidding wars begin. Asterisk, imagine this. One person found a North Carolina state quarter in a junk drawer, tossed aside with old receipts and broken pencils. But after spotting a doubled image under a loop, they sent it for grading. A few weeks later, it came back as MS66 with a rare double die reverse. That same coin went up for auction and fetched over $120,000. Life-changing money from a forgotten coin. Asterisk, so before you dismiss the quarters in your pocket, take a second look. The next time you see the Wright brothers soaring above Carolina sands, remember, you could be looking at a piece of metal worth more than a brand new car, maybe even a house. Asterisk, and we're just getting started. Moving on, we've got a 1980 Washington quarter, and right off the bat, this one might look a little tired, circulated, worn, the kind of coin that's passed through hundreds of hands, vending machines, and pockets. But let me tell you, something that most people don't realize. 1982 was no ordinary year for US coinage, and this dull-looking quarter? It might just be hiding a fortune. Asterisk, here's why this year, and specifically this Denver minted version, is so special. Like 1983, there were no official US mint sets produced in 1982. that meant coin collectors didn't have an easy way to preserve mint condition examples. Every single quarter minted that year entered circulation. That's right, no protective packaging, no pristine rolls, nothing held back. And because of that, high-grade survivors are rare. Extremely rare. Asterisk. Now take a look at this particular coin in circulated condition. You'll notice wear on Washington's cheek, flat spots in the hair, maybe some loss of detail in the eagle's wings. These are signs of a life well-traveled. But even with this kind of wear, certain features can make this coin worth far more than you'd expect. Asterisk. Let's talk about errors. The 198D is known for a few dramatic mistakes, the most famous being the missing clad layer. This error causes the quarter to appear copper-toned on one side with the inner core exposed. It looks like a mistake because it is, and collectors go wild for it. One such example, missing the entire outer layer on the reverse, sold for $12,500 at auction, and that wasn't even in mint condition. Asterisk. But wait, the real stunner was a 1982D quarter graded M68 by PCGS, a perfect, razor-sharp specimen from a year when quality coins were nearly impossible to save. That one sold for an eye-watering $45,000. Imagine that. A simple Denver quarter, likely ignored by millions, now worth more than most people's annual rent. Asterisk. So what makes your circulated version special if it's got a partial clad layer, die cracks, misalignments, or any strike-through errors? Its value jumps instantly. Even without errors, if it grades high, say MS65 or above, you're still looking at $600 to $3,000, depending on market demand. Asterisk. But here's the emotional punch. Most people spend these quarters without a second thought. Gas stations, pay phones, parking meters. Yet now, collectors are scrambling to get them back and paying thousands just to do it. The nostalgia, the scarcity, the raw survival of a coin like this, it all adds up. Asterisk. So don't let the wear fool you. This 198D, even in circulated condition, could be holding a hidden jackpot. Check for those error signs. And whatever you do, don't toss it in the coin jar just yet. Asterisk. Next, we've got a quarter that doesn't just have value, it carries a historical twist you've probably never seen before. Hit that subscribe button if you're still watching, because the best ones are yet to come. Next up is a coin that shook the coin collecting world and still leaves experts stunned to this day, the 2000 for Wisconsin State Quarter. Now don't let its simple farm design fool you. What you're looking at might just be a piece of metal worth more than most people's retirement savings. And no, that's not an exaggeration. Asterisk. The coin features a proud cow, a wheel of cheese, and an ear of corn. Simple, straightforward. But hiding among the rows of perfectly normal Wisconsin quarters lies a shocking minting mistake that turned a 25-cent piece into a $500,000 jackpot. Yes, you heard that right. $500,000. Asterisk. Here's the twist. In late 2004, collectors began to notice that on some Wisconsin quarters, the ear of corn had an extra leaf. But not just one, there were actually two known varieties. The extra leaf low and the extra leaf high. These weren't design choices. They were minting errors caused by accidental gouges on the die during production at the Denver Mint. And when those damaged dies struck the coins, that little extra leaf showed up, plain as day, for anyone sharp enough to notice. The coin you're looking at shows signs of wear. The E pluribus unum inscription is faded, showing gesture pluribus, and the rim has that softened, handled dash to dash many dash times look. But here's the wild part. Even in circulated condition, a Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf error can fetch as much as $10,000 to $25,000. And that's just for coins in average shape. Asterisk. Now listen to this. A single high-grade uncirculated, extra leaf low Wisconsin quarter was graded MS67 by PCGS and later sold for over $528,000. Imagine that. A little quarter from your pocket that could outvalue a luxury car, pay off your mortgage, or cover your grandkids' college tuition. So, how can you spot one? Look closely right next to the coin stalk. On regular coins, you'll see just the husk and the single leaf coming out naturally. But if there's an odd, curved leaf-like shape either sticking out lower on the left or shooting up higher than usual, you might have hit the jackpot. That's the error, that's the gold mine. This one detail, the tiniest imperfection, is what separates 25 cents from $500,000, and it wasn't supposed to happen. That's what makes it so valuable, a flaw, a slip. A moment in the mint when something went wrong. And now, collectors will pay nearly anything to get their hands on it. Even now, over 20 years later, the Wisconsin Extra Leaf Quarter is one of the most talked about finds in U.S. coin collecting history. It's the reason people check their change. It's the reason grandpas and grandkids pull out magnifiers at the kitchen table. It's why pocket change suddenly became thrilling again. And just think, this exact coin design, with its noble motto forward, might be sitting in your couch cushions or tucked inside a forgotten jar in your garage. So check those Wisconsin quarters. Look for the leaf, because what seems ordinary could actually be extraordinary. If you're enjoying the ride so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've only just begun, and the next coin might just blow your mind even more. Now we journey to the rugged granite hills of...
Now we're entering the unexpected, the 1980 candy half dollar. To the average eye, this coin doesn't raise any eyebrows. No silver, no wartime mintage. Just another Kennedy half dollar minted in Denver at the dawn of a new decade. But here's the thing. This coin hides something so rare, so twisted in minting terms, that it turned an ordinary 50-cent piece into a $250,000 payday. Let's set the scene. It's 1980, the US Mint is running full throttle. Demand for coins is back up. Inflation's in the headlines. People are spending change like crazy. The Denver Mint alone struck over 33 million Kennedy half dollars that year, but buried in that mountain of circulation coins were a handful, and I mean just a handful of 1980s that should have never made it out the door. One of the most baffling errors ever discovered came from this very year, a double strike with rotation. That means the coin was struck once, then rotated slightly in the press, and struck a second time, creating a twisted, almost melting appearance. Kennedy's profile overlaps like a ghost, and the date seems to bend around the edge. One of these coins, with only slight wear and no polish or protection, was pulled from a bag of casino returns in Nevada, and later sold for a staggering $265,000, but that's just one nightmare that slipped through the Mint's grip. There's another far more subtle, but equally rare. A batch of 1980 Kennedy halves was struck with what collectors call a filled mint mark error. The little D beneath Kennedy's neck looks soft, rounded, or in some cases almost gone. Caused by grease or debris clogging the mint mark area during the striking process, this error created a mystery. Is it a real Denver Mint coin, or something else? That confusion drove collectors wild and drove prices through the roof. One such example, in average condition, sold for $94,000 simply because the mint mark had vanished just enough to make it strange, and strange equals valuable. Even more shocking, a 1980D was discovered struck on a foreign planchet, a blank not even intended for US coins. Smaller, lighter, and a different color tone altogether, it slipped through the system unnoticed. The coin was so unusual, it had to be analyzed for metal composition. Once confirmed, it crossed the auction block at $386,000 and the original finder, a flea market dealer who thought it was just off somehow. Now let's look again at this 1980D. It's unassuming, sure, but that's the magic. If the mint mark looks weak, the rim looks odd, or the surface feels thinner than usual, you might be looking at more than a coin. You might be looking at a minting error wrapped in disguise. A coin born from chaos during a year no one was watching. It's a reminder that sometimes the most boring coins, the ones everyone ignores, are the ones that change everything. Because every now and then, the Denver Mint makes a mistake that turns 50 cents into hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the only question left is, will you be the one to spot it?
Next, the Northeast. With the 2000 New Hampshire State Quarter, a coin that looks calm and collected but hides a mountain of value beneath its surface, you see, This isn't just any quarter. It features one of America's most haunting natural wonders, the Old Man of the Mountain, a massive rock formation carved by nature itself, perched high above the valleys. For centuries, it stood tall as New Hampshire's pride, until it tragically collapsed in 2003. That makes this coin, released before the fall, a living tribute to something that no longer exists. Asterisk, let that sink in. The face on this coin, literally carved into the cliffs of Franconia Notch, is now just a memory. And that emotional weight, that story frozen in time, is exactly why this quarter commands such intense attention from collectors. Asterisk, now, the example in front of us shows its age. The state name is barely readable, and the once sharp phrase e pluribus unum now looks like bison and n. It's been through pockets, purses, and time itself. But don't assume what makes it worthless, because here's where things take a jaw-dropping turn. Asterisk, in 2000, a small number of these quarters were struck with major die cracks running across the face, especially near the old man's forehead, creating what collectors call the Scarface error. Others had off-center strikes that made the rock formation appear broken, unintentionally foreshadowing the real-life collapse 3 years later. These chilling mint errors created an almost supernatural appeal, and one of them sold for $312,000 at auction. A coin with a ghost etched into its surface turned into 6 figures of cold, hard cash. Asterisk, even more common error varieties, like coins missing clad layers, where the outer nickel coating peels off to reveal a dull copper base, have reached up to $15,000 in circulated condition. And those with clean double die reverses on the live free or die mono or misaligned dies on the mountain's chin, easily $25,000 to $80,000, depending on grade and rarity. Asterisk, what's even crazier is how many people overlook this coin entirely. They see the mountain face, squint at the fading letters, and toss it back in the jar. But the Old Man of the Mountain isn't just a design, it's emotion, it's history. It's a national symbol carved in nature, struck into metal, and now gone forever. That gives this quarter a power most others simply don't have. Asterisk, so how do you know if yours is special? Look for cracks, look for doubling in the rock edges, or weird separation around the forehead and nose. And if the design seems off-center or if the rim looks weirdly thin on one side, don't ignore it. That might be your golden ticket. Remember, collectors aren't just buying metal, they're buying mystery, emotion, and stories like this one. Asterisk, one person found their Scarface New Hampshire quarter in a bowl of coins at a garage sale. It looked odd, a strange slash across the stone face, and it felt thicker than usual. They sent it off to be graded, just in case. Weeks later, it came back as a unique minting error, and that tiny impulse decision turned into $124,000. Asterisk, and just think, that same coin might be sitting quietly in your drawer right now. Next up, we've got a 1985 Washington quarter, and while it might look like a fairly clean, everyday coin in fine condition, it holds one of the most surprising stories in the world of modern U.S. coinage, because behind its polished surface and Denver mint mark is a twist that very few collectors saw coming. Asterisk, at first glance, a 1985 quarter doesn't exactly scream hidden fortune, but that's what makes it so dangerous to overlook. You see, 1985 was one of those years where quarters were minted by the billions, over 500 million from Denver alone. So what makes this year so special? Asterisk, it comes down to survival in high grade, and the rise of a mysterious and now infamous error that changed everything. Asterisk, let's start with the coin you're seeing now. It's in fine condition. That means it saw moderate circulation, but was spared the heavy abuse that wipes out most details. Washington's facial features are still visible. The reverse eagle has some feather structure left, and the rim is mostly intact. Not mint, but definitely worth inspecting closely. Asterisk, here's where the story takes a sharp turn. Asterisk, in the mid-2000s, a few lucky collectors discovered something absolutely wild. A handful of 1985 quarters had been struck on dime plankets. That's right, Quarter designs struck on smaller, thinner dime blanks. The result? A quarter-sized image jammed into a smaller space, distorted, incomplete, and instantly valuable. Asterisk, one of these error coins sold for an unbelievable $9,600, and that was in just very fine condition. Asterisk, but that's not all. 1985 discs have also been found with doubled dies, struck through grease errors, and even off-center strikes, some of which pulled in over $3,000 to $5,500. And here's the grand prize, a near-perfect MS6 7 Plus specimen, full luster, razor-sharp strike, flawless surfaces, sold for a mind-blowing $29,375 at a major auction. Asterisk, and think about this. People had these in their pockets, tossed them into laundry machines, used them at payphones and soda machines. Meanwhile, collectors today are paying tens of thousands to reclaim the very best examples. Asterisk, so how do you spot a valuable 1985D in the wild? First, check for any error signs, weird edges, partial rims, missing letters, or doubling on liberty or in God we trust. Then look for any strange coloration. That could be a sign of a missing clad layer. Finally, check the strike. If it looks especially sharp and clean for a circulated coin, you might just be holding a low-grade treasure with a high grade. Surprise! Asterisk, it's coins like these that prove you don't need silver or age for value. Sometimes all it takes is timing, a rare mistake, and the right pair of eyes. Asterisk, and what's next on our list? Let's just say, the next quarter was never supposed to exist, and yet, when it did, it left collectors speechless and fighting at auction houses. Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You do not want to miss what's coming. Now, moving on to the 1999 Georgia State Quarter, the very fourth release in the 50 State Quarters program, and the first minted in 1999 following Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. It features Georgia's outline in the background, a peach, the state's iconic fruit, and live oak sprigs curling gracefully around the sides. Right at the bottom, the powerful words appear: wisdom, justice, moderation, asterisk, but here's where things take a wild turn. Asterisk, shortly after this quarter entered circulation, coin collectors started noticing major mistakes coming out of the Philadelphia Mint. Not just little marks or die cracks. No, these were full-on off-center strikes, double dies, and even missing clad layers. One particular double die obverse DDO error became a hot item. Letters on Liberty and In God We Trust appeared doubled and ghosted, creating a dizzying effect that caught the eye instantly. Asterisk, and in one absolutely unbelievable case, a Georgia quarter missing its outer clad layer, revealing the dull, copper-colored core beneath, was sold for a whopping $7,500 in a high-profile auction. Asterisk, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Asterisk, the real gold mine? Full strike on circulated Georgia quarters with sharp minting and heavy luster can bring in $75, $150 when graded -65 and above. However, when you combine a high-grade condition with a rare error, like a misaligned die strike or a double rim, the value skyrockets into 5 figures. Yes, you heard that right, over $10,000 for a simple 1999 quarter that most people would have spent on a vending machine snack. Asterisk, and let's not forget the no mint mark mystery. While these coins were mostly minted in Philadelphia and Denver, some rare early strikes appeared without any mint mark at all, a throwback error that triggered mass interest among serious collectors. These blank mint mark varieties are incredibly rare and can fetch $1,000 plus easily if found in pristine condition. Asterisk, another shocker? Georgia error quarters struck on foreign plankets, meaning they were accidentally printed on coin blanks intended for other countries. A few such coins have been confirmed by PCGS and NGC, and each one sold for over $5,000, all from that 1999 batch. Asterisk, so how do you identify a potentially valuable Georgia quarter? Asterisk, look closely at the coin's edge and details. Check for any signs of doubling in the text, especially around the words e pluribus unum or along the bold letters in wisdom, justice, moderation, scan the outline of the state. If the border seems off-center or the image is shifted unnaturally, you may be holding an off-center strike. And don't forget to examine the coin's edges. If the reeded edge is missing or if one side looks like raw copper, you may be staring at a missing clad layer error. And that's where the real money starts pouring in. Asterisk, it's truly fascinating how a coin that millions of people spent without a second thought turned into a multi-thousand-dollar treasure, all because of a little twist in the minting process. Asterisk, and that's why every time you hear the words state quarter, you shouldn't think loose change. You should think hidden fortune. Asterisk, we've just scratched the surface, and there are still more powerful quarters to come. Stick with us as we uncover even rarer finds. Asterisk, and if you're enjoying this treasure hunt, don't forget to subscribe, because the next coin could be worth more than your first car. Asterisk, ready for the next one when you are. Next up, we've got a asterisk 1967 Roosevelt dime asterisk in a well-worn asterisk circulated condition asterisk edges dulled, scratches all over, and barely a shine left on its surface. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary pocket change, but what if I told you that even this heavily used coin could be worth tens of thousands of dollars just because of how it was made? Now, here's a bit of background that makes 1967 Roosevelt dimes especially interesting. This was the second year the US Mint stopped using silver in dimes. The change happened in 1965, and by 1967, they were deep into producing copper nickel-clad dimes no more silver. But guess what? That transition period led to mistakes, and those mistakes are where the real value lives. One of the most shocking finds from 1967? A dime mistakenly struck on an silver planchet That's right, even though 90% silver coins were supposedly phased out, a few silver plankets from previous years slipped into the presses by accident. These rare silver 1967 dimes have sold at auctions for over $9,000 even in visibly circulated condition. The key is to weigh the coin if it comes in around to 0.5 grams instead of the typical 0.7 grams, it might just be one of those forgotten silver errors, but that's not all. Some 1967 Roosevelt dimes were struck off-center with part of Roosevelt's face cut off, or the torch on the reverse shifted wildly to one side. A 40% off-center 1967 dime recently sold for $6,700 and it was scratched, dirty, and definitely circulated. But collectors went wild for it because the error was dramatic and clearly visible without magnification. There's also the elusive clipped planchet error a small crescent-shaped chunk missing from the edge of the coin due to a misfeed in the stamping process. Combine that with a bad condition, and it might not look impressive, but collectors are paying up to $3,800 for those flawed examples. And here's the really bizarre one: a 1967 dime struck on an foreign coin, blank one meant for a Canadian 10-cent piece. Lighter in weight and slightly smaller, it confused even experienced collectors at first. But once verified, it sold for a shocking $18,500 at auction. Imagine discovering that in a junk drawer. Now let's talk about another twist. Missing. Edge reads Roosevelt dimes have tiny grooves along the edge, but some 1967 dimes were found completely smooth, a rare edge error. Combine that with other minor flaws, And suddenly that beat-up coin becomes a hot collectible, with one example selling for $5,200 ***. Even though it looked like it had seen decades of wear, so how do you know if your 1967 dime is one of the lucky few? Check the weight, inspect the rim, and look closely for odd design placements or missing elements. You don't need a perfect coin. In fact, the ugliest ones sometimes hide the most valuable surprises. And remember, this circulated little dime sitting forgotten for decades could be the one that changes everything. A six-figure mistake hidden in plain sight. Coming up next, we'll look at a dime that's so rough and faded, most people would toss it. But wait until you see what a collector paid just because of one tiny flaw. Get ready, because the ** 2007 Idaho State Quarter ** has a secret that almost no one expects. A stunning, high-value error that turned heads across the entire coin collecting world. What started as a simple quarter with a soaring falcon ended up selling for over $65,000 because of one minting slip-up that changed everything. Let's dive in. The Idaho Quarter, released in 2007 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, pays tribute to the peregrine falcon one of the fastest birds on Earth, elegantly etched in mid-flight with its wings fully extended. Alongside the bird is the Latin phrase **esto perpetua**, which means "let it be perpetual," Idaho's powerful state motto. Now, at first glance, this coin looks clean, modern, and bold. But collectors discovered something far more thrilling. The infamous double die reverse ***. In a rare batch struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the texti pluribus unum and parts of the falcon's wing feathers appear doubled, slightly shifted but distinct under magnification. This wasn't just minor doubling, it was strong enough to send experienced collectors into a frenzy. One of these double-die Idaho quarters, found in nearly uncirculated condition, was graded MS67 by PCGS and auctioned for over for $1,500 ***. But that was only the beginning. Another specimen shocked everyone when it turned out to be struck on a 5-cent nickel planchet by mistake. That means a quarter was printed on metal meant for a nickel, which not only altered the color, but also cut off parts of the design due to the smaller size. That error coin sold for an eye-popping $22,000 at auction, but the real jaw-dropper? 2007 Idaho quarter struck on a Chicago $1 planchet That's right, a golden-colored dollar coin blank was used instead of a quarter planchet. The mistake was so glaring that PCGS labeled it one of the wildest U.S. mint blunders. In years, that single coin sold for $65,000 making it one of the most valuable modern state quarters ever recorded. And here's what's even more shocking. Some of these errors slipped into everyday circulation, meaning, yes, someone may have unknowingly spent a $65,000 coin on a cup of coffee, even regular uncirculated Idaho quarters from Denver or Philadelphia mints, if perfectly preserved and graded MS68, are known to bring in $200 to $500 and that's without any errors at all. So how do you spot a valuable Idaho quarter? Start with the falcon. Closely examine the wingtips and chest feathers under good light or magnification. If you notice unusual outlines or doubling, especially near the words E pluribus unum, you may have a double die variety. Check the coin's color and size too. If it feels thinner, smaller, or off color, it could be struck on the wrong planchet. And if you're lucky enough to find one with full, sharp detail, no scratches, and heavy luster, get it graded. Because even without an error, A high-grade Idaho quarter could bring in hundreds, but if it has an error, you're looking at life-changing value. Asterisk, who would have thought that a state known for potatoes would give us one of the most thrilling coins of the entire state quarter series? Asterisk, and we're only halfway through this wild ride. If you're enjoying this rare coin treasure hunt, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next might just top everything we've seen so far. Asterisk, ready for the next coin when you are. Next up is the 1.99 Washington quarter dollar, and trust me, this one is the very definition of deceptive. You look at it and think, just another 90s quarter. But what if I told you this unassuming piece of change has been responsible for auction shocks, collector stampedes, and one of the most dramatic pricing surges in modern coin history? Asterisk, let's break it down. Asterisk, the Philadelphia Mint pumped out over 825 million of these quarters in 1994. So on paper, this isn't rare. But that's exactly what makes it so dangerous to ignore. Because among those hundreds of millions are a handful of quarters that were struck perfectly, preserved flawlessly, and in a few astonishing cases, struck in the wrong metal entirely. Asterisk, let's start with condition. Most 1994 quarters saw immediate circulation. Gas stations, arcades, lunch counters, they were used and abused. That's why finding one in mint state 67 or higher is like winning the lottery. One collector did just that, and the price, an unbelievable $17,250 at auction. That's right, over 17 grand for a quarter that looked just a little shinier than the rest. Asterisk, but wait. The real twist came in 2016, when a 1994 quarter was discovered struck on a foreign planchette, likely meant for a coin from Central America. It was thinner, slightly smaller, and had a golden tone. At first, people thought it was a fake, but after certification and authentication, it sold for a jaw-dropping $30,000. Asterisk, and don't forget the double-die obverse varieties on some of these 1994 quarters. The word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust" show noticeable doubling. Even circulated examples with this error can go for $800 to $2,500, depending on clarity. Asterisk, now let's talk about the one in front of you. It's a clean coin, decent detail, modest wear, and the P mint mark still visible, nothing flashy at first, but if you flip it under the light and notice strange blurring, thick lettering, or a slight off-center shift, stop everything. You might be holding a variety that auction houses would fight over. Asterisk, and here's the emotional kicker. How many people do you think used this very coin to buy coffee in the 90s, never knowing it could be worth a month's paycheck today? That's the magic of numismatics. What looks like loose change can be life-changing. Asterisk, so before you spend that 1994 at the grocery store, take another look. It might be a 25-cent coin, or it might be your $25,000 surprise. Asterisk, coming up next, a Washington quarter so rare, it was never released into general circulation, and when one finally appeared, it ignited a collector frenzy that shook the coin world. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's uncover the next